Now, you are coming in with the moon, and you guys are not the only one. This seems to be continuous for this month. It's ridiculous. So the moon, this is confusion and uncertainty. This is confusion blocking the intuition. This is about diving deep into the subconscious mind. You know, you need to be careful here about chasing illusions. But, you know, I feel immediately confusion when I see the moon. Now, you know, with the moon, it being the card of Pisces immediately makes me think of swimming away from reality. When reality becomes too tough, they're swimming way out in the water. This is basically what that feels like to me, is needing to go somewhere else, somewhere darker, to get away from what's going on. Now, this is crossing you, the Lovers. Wow. The Lovers with the moon is like a tricky love situation. My goodness, Libra. So, you know, seeing the two, wow. The Lovers crossing you over the moon. And then that Seven of Swords. I almost wonder if maybe some of you are having like a secretive love affair. But, you know, the Lovers is about putting love first in your life as well. Needing to tap into the power of that emotion, especially if you're feeling confused. But seeing the two, to me, immediately, I feel like this is like a tricky love situation. Your conscious mind, the Four of Cups. Now, you know, it kind of makes sense to me. It almost feels like maybe, you know, there's some boredom in your life and now you're like getting into this tricky love situation. The problem with the Four of Cups is like, it's like you're waiting for something better to come along. You know, do you really want what's being offered here? Or do you not need it? It's like your conscious mind is having a hard time deciding whether or not you want to have that Ace of Cups that's being offered here. But the Lovers crossing you, you know, yeah, I just seeing those, I feel like this is like some secretive love affair because there may be some boredom in the everyday life. Wow. The subconscious mind. Oh, man. What is going on with you guys? The Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is about heartbreak and betrayal and separation. It's and always, the subconscious mind knows better. It's like, you know, to me, it almost feels like, you know, there may have been some heartbreak involving a love situation that's left you kind of confused, and it's like you're just kind of feeling blah about it. But I still have this feeling here that the reason why this is going on here is because it's like your subconscious mind is still focused on what you may have experienced before. I don't know. What is going on, Libra? In the past. Oh, yeah. So, yeah. The subconscious mind is still focused on what is happening in the past. And now there's like this situation where there's like this tricky love affair going on. And it's like manifesting out of this boredom of life, you know? Because this, to me, is saying this is already done and gone. The Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords is about accepting the ending of pain. It may have been a painful ending, but it's time for you to get up now. You're being released from the pain. It's over and it's done with. There's nothing you can do here. So seeing that as the past coming through, and then the subconscious mind still focused on, you know, this heartbreak, it could suggest that that is why you're doing what you're doing here. You know? But this so far, I mean, is not necessarily a good thing. I mean, I almost feel like you're trying to put a band-aid on the pain, is what it feels like. Your next move, the Nine of Cups. Now, every time I see this card, you know, it's fantastic to see, but immediately to me, is this being your next move, you really need to think about what that wish fulfillment looks like to you. What does that emotional fulfillment look like? What does it feel like? You know, it's wish fulfillment for sure. And it could be, you know, a fantastic love situation out of what you've experienced before. But you need to be clear. You need to be clear on what that feels like and what that looks like to you. You can't just jump into a situation where you need to put a Band-Aid on the pain and not really be clear on what you expect to see. Wow, Libra. Now, the Three of Wands, I like this. This is the way that you are projecting yourself and the way that people are seeing you throughout the month of March. So to me, the Three of Wands is manifestation. But this is working towards the things that you are trying to manifest in your life. The only warning here is that if you are so focused on what you are trying to manifest, it's like your focus is continuously in the future and not being in the present moment. So you need to be careful here, but I do like seeing this because to me it's saying that you're going to manifest this wish fulfillment here and what it looks like to you. Just make sure that you appreciate the moment, being in the moment. You know, and even if you're in a situation now where you're like in this tricky love situation to kind of heal some of this pain here, you know, still appreciate it for what it is. And it may be helping you release yourself from this feeling of just blah, being in this emotional stasis. It's like bringing excitement into your life. But there's still a part of you here that's like protecting the things that are important to you. So, you know, I don't really see you jumping into a love situation. I just feel like this is healing, helping to heal some pain that you may have experienced before. In your environment, the Fool, fantastic. That is beautiful. Taking that leap of faith. You don't really know what's going to happen here, but you're like, to hell with it. I'm going to try something new. And I love it. This is the clean soul. Getting ready to take that leap of faith into life. So, you know, even though you may have had some issues before, it's like, you know, you're doing what you need to do right now in the meantime to kind of heal the pain or get your mind away from it. But then at the same time, you guys are still doing some inner work here. I love it. I love the things that you guys do. It's like, on one hand, you're like in physical reality, just kind of doing your thing, trying to heal this pain. But then you're in the spiritual as well, looking at what you can manifest in your life and what wish fulfillment looks like to you. I like it. It's different. But I do really feel like with the Lovers crossing you and the Moon, it's this tricky love situation. You know, and again, you have to be careful about getting caught up in illusions, but I really feel like you don't. You're not, especially with the Four of Cups there. I mean, you know, that could be in a daydreamy phase, but I really see that as you going, you know, what do I really want? What is it that I really want here? And it would make sense with the Nine of Cups showing up as, you know, your next move, because if you're continuously waiting for something better to show up, that's just not going to happen. You'll be forever in that space, waiting, you know? And again, with that Nine of Cups, you really need to think about what that wish fulfillment looks like to you. But I think that's exactly what you do between these two here, and you're trying to manifest it. Your hopes and your fears, and I love it, the Hermit. Or not the Hermit, my fault. The Hierophant, the High Priest. Now, seeing that to me is saying a better spiritual understanding of your situation. So, the Hierophant being connected with the fives, what happens in the fives in tarot is like really difficult shit. It's all the difficult stuff that we face during our journeys and the things that we try to manifest. And what we end up doing is seeking an understanding of why things are not working out the way they do. So, you know, the Hierophant or the High Priest comes in and gives spiritual guidance. higher education, doing things in the traditional way. But for me, I see this as like total spiritual meditation. That's why I love this deck, because it is getting a better understanding of your situation. I don't see that as a fear. I mean, even with it being connected with the fives, I'm not seeing anything here that suggests that what you're doing here is going to create any more problems than what you've already experienced. I think you're just trying to heal some pain right now in the meantime. But you're being smart. You're being smart in looking at what this really looks like to you and manifesting it. And the outcome, now you need to be careful here. If you are in a tricky love situation just to heal some pain or just to keep yourself occupied while you're working toward the things that you really want to see, you may be carrying a little bit too much or spreading yourself a little bit too thin here. So this is a warning. You need to be careful about this situation here, for sure, for sure. You know, and looking at the Four of Cups there and then looking at the Ten of Wands, you know, again, you can't sit around and wait for something better to show up. You know, I feel like, especially with the Fool in your environment and seeing the Four of Cups, is that, you know, you need to accept this and you need to just go with it. You know, I mean, it's like you're hoping to be smart about the situation. And you are, especially between the Nine of Cups and the Three of Wands. It's just that, you know, again, needing to be in the present moment. It's like you're dealing with all this here, and then you're doing this stuff here, you know. And then you still have this feeling of protecting the things that are important to you. You don't want anything else to be taken from you out of what you've experienced here. And again, the subconscious mind is still focused on that. And it's like screaming, this is why this is happening. You know, but it's almost like you lose focus on what you're really trying to achieve here. You know, you need to be open to the opportunities that come into you. And understand why you're feeling that emotional blah, which the subconscious mind already knows why. All right, I'm going to push my luck and we're going to put a clarifier on that Ten of Wands. The Page of Wands. Now, seeing that to me, immediately I think of going after something that you may feel like is bigger than yourself. But the big thing here is that you have the passion and drive to go after the things that you want, regardless of lack in life experience. I wish I could talk right today. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you have experience in your passions or not. This is telling you to go after it. You're needing to take a new path here and follow your passions rather than being weighed down by all of this going on here and what you're trying to achieve here. And again, to me, that goes back to the Fool. With that being in your environment, you need to take this new path and follow your passions and say, you know what, to hell with it. I don't know where it's going to lead me, but I'm going to go ahead and take that leap anyway. Wow, Libra, wow. You know, this one like just blows me away looking at all the different stuff going on. And, you know, again, it's understandable why this is going on here. You know, if this is what you've had to deal with before, yeah, I'd want to put a Band-Aid on it too. But, you know, you need to be careful about where it puts you emotionally. You know, and the other thing too, and I'm just kind of like hearing this discovery, and I love it because, again, it goes back to the Fool. It's like rediscovering yourself, rediscovering your passions, and rediscovering life. I love it. But, you know, the other thing that I'm hearing too with compassion is, you know, if I hate to say it this way, but if you're using somebody right now to kind of heal this pain, you know, be compassionate toward them. You know what I mean? I don't know, just the feeling that I have regarding that. It's like, be clear with this person that they're just there for you to kind of figure out what you're trying to do. Like, you're not trying to get into some, like, you know, tied down love situation. You're just trying to heal some pain right now. I don't know why, but I just feel like that needs to be said. Now, with discovery, leaving the past behind, a readiness for a new adventure. The Fool. The Fool. A willingness to venture into uncharted territory and a new level of self-care, which is definitely what you need instead of, you know, doing this whole thing right here. But again, I understand because, hell, I've done the same thing. But definitely have compassion for yourself and for others and be open to discovering a new path in life. Okay, Libra, so I have 4 planets in Libra, and one of them is Venus. And with everything that we're hearing about Venus being in retrograde and all this nonsense and craziness that's going on, this reading to me makes sense. Now, you know, if you've had to deal with a painful ending regarding some heartbreak, your subconscious mind is still focused on that. And it needs to be dealt with, but the way that you're dealing with it, I feel like, is like, you know, needing to put a Band-Aid on the pain. Libra and Venus needs fairness and balance. But what happens in situations like what we're experiencing now is that we end up losing our minds. And we're constantly seeking that Band-Aid to heal that pain. But I really feel like here, this is because of what you've been through before. And, you know, again, there's this feeling of needing to protect what's important to you. It's just that you're needing to heal a little bit of pain here is what I feel like. Now, with the 4 of Cups being what the conscious mind is focused on, it's like, you gotta stop waiting for something better to come along. It's almost like everybody has just gone nuts. Everybody's breaking up with everybody else and thinking that there's something better out there. And this is saying that what is being offered to you, you need to take it and you need to run with it right now. And again, with the Fool and the 9 of Cups and the 3 of Wands, and I mean, all of them, it's like, really taking a look at what that wish fulfillment looks like to you and getting a better understanding, a better spiritual understanding of what you truly want in your life and understanding why you're dealing with the situation with the Lovers crossing you right now. And then, you know, again, with the Fool, you need to accept what's being offered in the 4 of Cups and go for it. And with the Page of Wands, absolutely. Because I feel like looking at this, if you don't, you're just going to be spreading yourself so thin and you're just going to be so overwhelmed with the situation that you're dealing with the heartbreak and the painful ending and like needing to put a Band-Aid on it. And then feeling this boredom. And then on top of that, trying to manifest what wish fulfillment looks like for you. You know, and again, with the 3 of Wands, you have to remember to appreciate all the moments that you're experiencing. You can't be constantly focused in what the future is going to hold because you'll forever be in that space and you won't see the moments that are happening around you. So I love the 3 of Wands. I feel like you're going to manifest that 9 of Cups, that wish fulfillment. And with the Hierophant, again, you're really taking a look at what that looks like for you. But be careful. Be careful about spreading yourself too thin and discovery and needing to take a new journey. Yes. You know, it so reminds me of the Fool. But again, it's like rediscovering yourself. And I feel like that is what you're looking toward for the end of this month. Now, with compassion, you need to have compassion for the people that you are around, the people that you're dealing with, if you're breaking up with people or if you're having affairs with other people. Whatever the situation may be, have compassion for them and for yourself for what you're dealing with here.